Well, up next on the show, for Winnipegger Doug Hilderman, a search for new friends helped him solve an old mystery. In March, he attended a Winnipeg Connect dating night just to connect with other people and get out, make some friends. But he met someone and didn't necessarily make a romantic connection. But they got together and something else clicked. They bonded over looking for long-lost family. She told him about this Facebook group that helps people find missing kin. And then that helped Doug find Perry Chandler, the brother that Doug had been trying to find for 5 years. Now, since then, Doug and Perry have connected. First, where Perry lives in Nova Scotia. They sent us some awesome pictures when they had a trip on the East Coast. And now both the brothers are here in Winnipeg. Good morning, Doug.
Good morning.
Good morning, Perry.
Good morning.
I love that right before, while I was introducing you guys, you leaned over and did something. Can you tell radio listeners what you did there, Doug?
I gave him a pinky swear.
So you guys were like connecting pinkies? You've already got brotherly traditions rolling?
Oh, yeah.
I love that. What was that for? What would it signify?
I don't know, just bonding. Good luck that we're in it together.
It's crazy to see you guys sitting here together. What's it been like for you, Perry, since you first arrived in Winnipeg and now you guys had the family visit on the East Coast and now you're here? What's it been like for you?
Well, it's trying to still get my head around the whole thing because, 10 months ago, I didn't know anything about Doug. I didn't, and now he's been to Cape Breton and Nova Scotia, and I'm here with you guys, and it's, my kid brother's chasing me around again. I mean, it's just so it's supposed to be, it seems like. We get along so well.
Because for people that missed the first chapter of the story, you really had no idea.
No idea.
Like Doug had been looking, but you had sort of no idea.
Completely out of the view. The day I got the phone call, I was at an animal rescue helping out that day, and I thought it was just a business call that I was going to be dealing with, and
you
it's
had a brother.
And now I've met one of his daughters, and we're having a big family reunion out here on Friday, and it's unbelievable.
I love that. Now, you were treated really well with family on the East Coast, Doug. Those pictures looked awesome of the trip.
Yeah, it was very friendly. I had lobster for the first time.
And you met a whole bunch of
work,
people.
A lot of family and friends.
You were searching initially for your mother, right?
Yeah.
And then you found out you had a brother.
I found out I had a brother. I literally just got a letter from the government saying I had a brother that was 4 years older. End of the letter. And through Colleen, through Carrie Baker, I found Perry, but I actually thought he was an uncle. So I had no pressure when I called him. I just was like, I'm looking for information on Linda. Give me a call. And I didn't realize, actually what was going to happen when he phoned.
And I was with, I'm semi-retired from the career I had in Nova Scotia. And so I thought it was a business call that I was going to actually be referring off to staff.
Yeah.
And
that hurts.
The rest is history.
Yeah.
Now, Perry, you, I understand, went out with the woman who started this all last night, right?
Yeah.
I was mentioning that first Connect event. How did that go? What was it like?
It was amazing. And actually this summer, just by chance, Carrie Baker, who you've interviewed, that is the person that actually connected us, she went through Cape Breton this summer, and I met her.
Oh,
she was on
amazing.
vacation.
So people know there's this incredible part of the story where part of the help that the two of you got from Carrie was she sort of takes it upon herself to connect people, do more research than maybe if you've hit a dead end. And she was really the reason you guys found each other.
And she's a volunteer. And these people are all volunteers with this network. And through her connecting with Doug put her in touch with an obituary of our grandmothers, which I wrote that obituary. And that led her to Doug to finding me. And he came to Nova Scotia. We connected. He came to know the story. We followed it.
Yeah.
And for your listeners, it's great.
What have you been doing in Winnipeg since you've been here?
Well, we've been going around meeting some friends. Doug's been showing me the town. And so kind of the highlights of the family thing Friday, I'm really excited about that because I'm going to meet Doug's children and grandchildren. So that's just amazing to me. And I was looking forward to this interview. And now tonight we got a Jets game. I'm a big hockey fan in Nova Scotia. I'm a Bruin. But I always liked the Jets I remember around the early 90s, they had Slaney and all the really good teams out here. And so I always kind of liked the Jets. And so one of the things I wanted to do when I came here was to try to get to an NHL game. I was hoping to see the Bruins and the Jets, but that's not till December.
Yeah.
And it was kind of tight around Christmas. So I thought, well, you know what? Trying to get back to Cape Breton in the winter is bad enough, let alone trying to get out of Winnipeg and Cape Breton. So I picked this week here. It fits in with my work schedule and the first schedule, and the Jets are playing Nashville, and Doug got his great seats, so I'm excited about that tonight.
So you guys have spent, we've been talking about this because you've spent some significant time together, like enough to sort of really get into, knowing each other a bit. Are you alike? Are you seeing similarities? Tell me about it.
It's incredible. Everybody that is with us says, if I didn't know the story, I thought you grew up together. Perry arrived at Tuesday night around 10:30. My daughter gave us a ride, and he literally got in the truck, and we just continued on. It's been just beyond easy.
I love that while you're saying this, your brother's like nodding, yeah.
Well, normally
absolutely.
we're finishing each other's sentences. So.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Really?
It is really a crazy.
Wow. Genetics,
genetics
right?
are just.
We sat on a couch at his friend's house in Nova Scotia, opposite ends of the couch, and she was talking to us and stopped and said, "It's unreal. You guys are sitting the exact same way,
You do look alike. I mean, that's apparent right away. But your mannerisms and such, you have some cross-shared interests as well, right?
Yeah. I mean, we grew up on motorcycles, and we have a lot of shared experiences growing up.
Business, kind of same business background, education in business, and it's
so interesting.
It's amazing because it's so almost seamless. Like I can just get out of Doug got in there, like he said in Nova Scotia, he got in the truck, and in 2 minutes we were just like, okay, here's what the day's going to look like. I land in Winnipeg, picks me up at the airport, and we're like, okay, well, let's get things rolling, buddy.
Pick up where you left off.
It was nerve-wracking when I met him in Halifax, and so we didn't know exactly how it would go. So I actually said to him, there's 3 options. It's great, and I stay with you. It's okay, and maybe I get a hotel and we hang out. And 3, it's weird, and we just call it.
So you were like, no pressure. I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
No pressure, no expectation.
And then he says, "You want to go to Burger King and then get some groceries?" I'm like, okay.
And off you went. What is it going to be like for you? Perry was talking about how much he's looking forward to the family reunion. What's it going to be like for you, Doug, to introduce him to everyone?
Well, it's for me, it's really important. I mean, Perry, this is my first blood relative. Which is kind of hard to explain to people how much it means to me. Introducing Perry is, outside of having kids, it's the most important thing in my life.
What has it? How has it changed your life to have a brother?
Well, it's been a massive change for me. I have this sense of peace and contentment that I didn't have. It's hard to explain to people, but I always felt I was missing something, looking for something in my life, and I never found it. And then when we got on the phone, FaceTime the first time, I just had this sense of peace that came over me, and it's been amazing.
Do you know, I have tears in my eyes right now because what radio listeners can't see is you're not talking to me right now.
Yeah, right. That's true.
You're
talking
talking
to
your brother. That's I love that.
He's a keeper.
What's it meant to you, Perry?
I don't know what to say. I mean, it's just been a total, think about it 10 months ago or about there, March 20th. That morning, I didn't know I had a brother in Winnipeg, and Dad had a family and friends here, and now I'm here in Winnipeg with you guys. I told you I'd say hello. I'm here.
Yeah, you did. You promised on Facebook.
I said I'd be here.
I love that you're here. Yeah.
And it's because of, there's not much I would want in life. I've had a good life, and things have been good. I've had a good career. I have a great wife and friends and family in Nova Scotia. And the gift that I got was a brother and his family in Winnipeg out of the blue. I mean, think about that. So I'm just totally, the whole thing. I have a great family in Nova Scotia. My family there are wonderful, great. So to, find one day that you have a brother and family in Winnipeg, and then it all unfolded within 10 months. He's visited you in Nova Scotia, and I'm here in Winnipeg. That's crazy.
And it's been so great. It's been the best case scenario. Yeah. I mean, we just became, because initially it was awkward. I was like, well, how often should we be talking? We don't want to have a short, like a burst of time, and then it fizzles out. And he said, well, look, why don't we just be like brothers? If you got something to talk to me about, phone. And we're probably on the phone 4 times a week.
We touch base regularly, and it's just, as you can tell, it's pretty seamless. It's not like there's like the term Doug used one time earlier in an interview with you was, and I like it. We're not pushing. There's no. You can tell right there. Here, there's no pushing. It's just it honestly is like we've been brothers and hang out together for years.
You guys are one of my favorite stories of the year. I think at the end of the year we always pull stories together, and I think we're going to pull every chapter that you've shared with us along the way. You've been so forthcoming, and we'll put it all together. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your visit in Winnipeg. Can't wait to hear and see how your reunion goes tomorrow night. And thank you so much for being in studio.
Our pleasure.
Thanks
for
having
us.
Thank you very much for interviewing us. Appreciate it.
Doug Hilderman and Perry Chandler, they are long-lost brothers who connected thanks to a Facebook group. By the way, it's called Search Angels. Perry is in Winnipeg right now, as you heard, both in studio visiting Doug, and they'll have a reunion with more family members tomorrow night.
Thank you for watching the CBC Manitoba YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. For the latest breaking news and top stories, download the CBC News app.